Very good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Confederation of Jharkhand Sahodaya, Phase 2, 10 hours training. Today's resource person is Mr. Surajit Sen. Is not an unknown person for us. We all knows very well to him. And I think sir has not joined today, means he will join later. So brief about the training.
Sir,
Mr.
I have joined, sir. I have joined. Just now the training was concluded and I
Yes,
have
yes.
joined.
So sir has joined, means I'm talking about the boss, sir. He has not joined yet, so he will join later. Maybe some trouble is there. So Surajit sir, please start your session. And at the meantime, when sir will join, then he will tell you more about the training. And before, yes, sir has joined, I think, just now. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Surajit has joined.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. I have joined, sir.
Yes, good. We'll give as per earlier announcement. We'll give 3 minutes before I start. We'll go with the original schedule. Arvind, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are
Yes,
audible
sir.
and visible.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. A very good evening to Solomon sir. Welcome, Chairman of GODDA, PAKUR and SAHEBGANJ SAHODAYA. Welcome to resource person, Mr. Surajit Sen, eminent office bearers of the GODDA, PAKUR, SAHEBGANJ SAHODAYA, esteemed principals, and our wonderful teachers. We are gathered here for the phase 2 for a continuous 10-hour session of training. Even though online training has been frowned upon by the CBSE, I think we are in the system to finish the 10 hours now with the help of our resource persons from all over Jharkhand. And I'm happy to announce during this second phase, we'll be having an esteemed resource person from Dhaka, Bangladesh also. I wish to inform all of you, especially the principals and the STNCs, that when we are in this system for training, please maintain some parameters. When the admin group of Mr. Arvind Yadav, Mr. Kamal Thakur, and Mr. Abhay Anand will forward the link for the registration, it means the registration submitted by the school STNC is for the entire 10-hour session. Please do not send the list of your OSS ID teachers in the different WhatsApp group. Please send it in the link provided by the admin group so that these can be forwarded to the vendor for printing of certificates, the issue of the ID, and then uploading into the CBSE system. This is one point. The other point that I had made very clear that this training is to be taken very seriously. We had a long meeting with the Director of Skill Education, Dr. Biswajit Saha, and also now presently head of the training, Dr. Ram Shankar, and we were assured of full support from the CBSE in executing the training as CBSE has mandated. Our confederation, applauded by the CBSE as the second confederation in the country India after Kerala, and the exceptional work done by the principals and the resource person led by the various chairmen of the Sahodayas to have this wonderful training session. For the session 2022-23, we have already completed 10 hours. 5 hours have been offline in Godda, Dumka, and Dhanbad, and 5 hours in September, just before the midterm examination, we finished 5 hours online. Now, this present session, we are going to have 10 hours for each teacher, mandatory integrated training. Because I thought that asking a resource person to do the training twice a day was hectic, and it was a pressure on the resource person. But in the last 5 hours, my resource persons have been wonderful and have extended, in spite of their difficulty, full support to me and my endeavor, and did 2 hours with a gap of just 1 hour, the training. This time I thought that we have trained and we have many resource persons coming up under the guidance of our very senior resource persons. So we'll be having our very respected Surajit sir, who will be taking up quite a few very interesting sessions. We have also, as a resource person, Dr. Shubhasri Sarkar, who is the chairperson of the Jamshedpur Sahodaya, and we have invited Mrs. Lynette Rita Wilson from Dhaka, Bangladesh, to take up 2 training sessions. The dates I have finalized for her are 8th and 10th December. I hope this entire procedure, this entire endeavor that all of us are taking together will be very fruitful. Please see that this training is meaningful and then passed on towards the teachers, other teachers in your schools, and the effect of this training is passed on for the benefit of the children, because they are the greatest stakeholders. It is because of the children, their development post-pandemic, that this training is more relevant and compulsory. I would like to thank our chairman of GODDA PAKUR SAHEBGANJ Sahodaya, Mr. Solomon, and just request him just to say a few words before I turn over to our respected resource person, Surajit sir. Solomon sir, please.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, and all of you. And I hope that this session will complete all your requirements. So please be serious, because as we know, that after pandemic, we have a lot of issues related with the teenager and the high schools and plus two. So every every session is very important. Learn and apply in your school, and also for benefit of the children. Sometimes we think that this training may not be important for me or he or she, but it is. This all training is for the teacher, for the student, the benefit of the student. To keep in mind that whatever we are doing for the benefit of the children, because we want to see them with a bright future. So everything is very, very important, and take it seriously. Please do not make any appointment during this training. Be serious, listen, and if you sit, you can note down also points and important lines, so that you it may be helpful to you. So I thank you once again for our mentor and everything, Juvin sir, Tikasina sir, Kampas sir, we all, and in front of all the principals who's joined with us. And request to the principals, all the school principals. So please see this, these things are happening in your school also, because many, sometimes we think that trainings are is only a call, only a forum, complete it 25 hours or 50 hours. But I personally is very much benefited in my school after this training. Lot of changes has come in the teachers, like also teaching skill also, and their thinking also about the education. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Uh, Before I hand over to our resource person, just a brief information to all principals, STNCs, and teachers. Because of communication gaps, sometimes chairman or vice chairpersons, if they are unavailable, we have made an admin group. The representative of the admin group for the GODDA PAKUR SAHEBGANJ Sahodaya is Mr. Kamal Thakur. For the Dumka Jamtara, it is Mr. Abhay Anand. And for Dhanbad, it is Mr. Arvind Yadav. So if any principal has any problem regarding connectivity or any other, they will be responding to your queries. We have formed an admin with them, along with the chairman and vice chairpersons of the different Sahodayas. So with this, I take great pleasure and pride in introducing our resource person today. Once again, it is Mr. Surajit Sen, who has been the backbone and inspiration of the entire training capsule that we have been coming forward to for the last couple of years. Last session, it was his motivation that helped us all be successful in this. And once again, whenever I need my team, my entire team of the different districts to come forward, I ask my pinch hitter or my best batsman to start off. So with that, I would like to request Mr. Surajit Sen to begin the session. Surajit sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So once again, good evening to TK Sinha sir. Good evening to Zubin sir. Good evening to Pranesh sir. Good evening to Anna madam. Good evening to all the learned, respect, honorable principals across the districts. And very, very good evening to my good colleagues, my teachers, my learned teachers, my colleagues. Before I enter into the program, before I start the program, it's a very, very interesting program today we have. A few words I'd like to share with you, okay, because they seem to be very interesting too. Just a half an hour ago, I was in a meeting with COE Patna. Head Mr. Tarun Kumar was there and some of the resource persons. And in that program, Mr. Tarun Kumar has made it very clear that training has to be taken very seriously. Just now, Zubin sir and Pranesh sir, both of them said that how important the training programs are. And the same effect is coming from COE Patna, same is coming from headquarters, Delhi headquarters also. Sir was there for some time. And this is the first news that is coming, and we all have to take it very seriously. There is a second news for all of you. And the second news is that I have been marked as a star performer by COE Patna as well as Delhi for the training programs that I conducted in the last session and the session which is going on. And now this is only possible because of the good wishes, that you all bestowed on me. You are my people. You listen to me what I say and you appreciate, and because of that reason only that I have got this what you call Star Resource Person Award or something like that from COE Patna.
Congratulations,
I have
sir.
been also, thank you so much. I have been also been given the national duty of training principals once again. Exclusively training principals once again nationally. First, definitely it will be Jharkhand and Bihar, followed by Pan India. And this time it will be to the new principals, the principals who have become new, who have been promoted as new principals, or principals whose schools are affiliated and they have become new principals. So this training program I also have to give exclusively, and I have been granted as a start trainer as well as a senior trainer. Now henceforth I will be leading many training programs across the districts. So these are the few things that has happened because of the good wish and the blessings that I have received from all seniors like TK Sinha sir, Zubin Bose sir, my friend Solomon sir, my colleagues, and all of you. So it is all because of you that this all have been achieved. And I want many more resource persons from our districts to come forward. Nowadays, the PRP program is going on, prospective resource persons training program. Please attend those programs, because if you attend those programs, then you may also get a chance to become a resource person. And becoming a resource person, training the teachers and all, it's a wonderful job. It's a wonderful work. Okay, so with this, we'll move forward. Arvind sir, are you there? I'm trying to share. I will share my. Do I have the sharing right, sir?
Yes, sir. You can share, please.
Okay, so sir, is it visible now, sir?
Not now, sir.
Arvind sir,
No, not now, sir.
not yet. Okay, let me see. There's a slight problem I face with when I am with Google actually. Okay, sir, I'm trying. They're saying uploading in SkyDrive. Something uploading in SkyDrive is done or something like that, sir?
No, sir.
No, nothing like that. No. Okay, sir. One second. I'm trying. What I need to do, sir, exactly?
Sir, whatever the file you want to share,
Uh,
first of all, you have to open it,
it's open,
and
sir. The file is open.
and without minimizing, you come to the Google Meet,
Okay, sir. Right, sir. Okay, without
and there
minimizing.
you start the share, present now. One tab is there, no, just beside the hand.
Okay, just a minute, sir. See, sir, I can see over here. Now, there's a hand, there's a tab, that arrow is showing, sir. Present now. Yes, sir.
Yes, that
Acha,
one,
acha.
that one. Go through
Acha.
that, and a window. Select a window,
Window, no? Right, sir. Window, yes, sir.
and from that window, you choose your slide.
Yes, sir. I think now it is visible, sir.
Not now. Yes, it is. It is. It is.
It is
Yes,
visible
sir.
right now, sir. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now it is visible, sir. Okay. So once again, welcome to JKSM Sahodaya School Complex. It's another in-house capacity building program for in-service teachers. And today our topic is achievement tests and drafting test items, ascertaining the quality and quantity of learning. Now, just before the, sir, am I audible and visible, sir? Arvind, sir? Arvind, sir?
You are both audible and visible, but
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
But Surajit sir, you
Yes,
have
sir.
mentioned JKSM Sahodaya School Complex and GODDA PAKUR SAHEBGANJ Sahodaya School Complex. Both
Okay,
should
sir.
be mentioned. Later you can put it for recording. Okay.
Right, sir. Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir. Sure, sure, sir.
Please proceed.
Okay. So achievement test and drafting test items, ascertaining the quality and quantity of learning. Now, before we began the program, you heard a lot many things Zubin sir said about the training program. This and same was said by Solomon sir, Pranesh sir, and both went on repeating one particular word over there. Continuously, they repeated that particular word. If you have if you have listened to them, and that particular word they were repeating is learning. See, respected teachers, so many things are going across the country with CBSE. CBSE, NCRT, principals training, teachers training, CBPs, capacity building pro in-house, from CBSE itself. All these things finally culminates where? To one particular point, that is learning. At the end of the day, parents will come to the school and they will just seek one information from you, and that is how much my child has learned. That's the bottom line for everything. So all the hard work that we are doing is actually for learning, and more learning. Now, several times, this training program came into my mind just 2 months ago. I was attending different programs at different levels. Even in your districts also I went. And several teachers used to ask me one particular question. Sir, how to make a question for an examination? How to go for corrections? How we will go for this dividing the marks? On which particular point, how much mark will be given? In which particular part, the marks will not be given? So on and so forth. So plenty of questions I was getting from various districts, even from various other schools. They used to give me messages and all. So through this, so finally I decided that why not we go for a complete training program and make teachers understand this very clearly. All of you know, each one of you know how to do it. But the thing is that the garnishing part, the fine-tuned parts may be lacking. And because of this, this training program is conceived. Achievement tests and drafting test items. Let's see what we have. Okay, all these things are no more needed. Just to tell you that my registration number from CBSE, I have been allotted a registration number from CBSE as a registered resource person, and my number is RP002355. RP002355. This is my registration number, which I have been allotted by CBSE. Now, assessments, what are they? We teach the students for a particular session. We used to have 3 sessions. Nowadays, we have 2 sessions, the midterm and the final term. See, the system of education in our country is something like this. We have a particular session for a few months, maybe 6 months, maybe 4 months, whatever it may be. We have a syllabus for the entire year. A portion of that syllabus, a part of that syllabus is used for a particular term. Maybe we combine both the terms, and final examinations also take place with the entire syllabus, and so on and so forth. These are the different ways by which we go. So after teaching the students for a certain period, we go for assessments. We go for tests to find out how much the student has learned, how much we have been able to teach them, how much they are missing, and how much we are also missing as teachers. Because being teachers doesn't mean that we know everything. There are limitations with us which needs to be sorted out. So that's why assessments and evaluation play a very important role in teaching learning process. We have to take that. Teachers should be concerned about students' learning. We should be concerned about their learning and diagnosis of their weakness, the points that they are lacking, those areas which are still covered with gray clouds. We need to diagnose those areas. And the inadequacies in instructional strategies. Students learning to diagnose their weakness and the inadequacies that we have in our strategies. The instruction that we give, the strategies that we make in order to give those instructions to the students, whether there is some inadequacy, there is some deficiencies there or not. That also we have to ascertain through these assessments. And to bringing about improvement in their learning, then mere assessment for their achievement. So what we need to do, we have to find out how much they have learned. We have to diagnose their weakness. We have to also find out our limitations, our inadequacies, our deficiencies in teaching, and then how to bring an improvement in their learning process. So assessment is just not simply to find their achievements alone, but lot many things are concerned with it. So the main purpose of testing is what? When you go for a testing, to determine the achievement level and progress of the people. First and foremost, this is where the first thing that all school principals will ask from their teachers. How much they have achieved and how much the students have progressed. Next, to obtain data for diagnostic purpose. Generally, I don't know in all the schools whether it is practiced or not. After every examination, even if it is a class test also, it is the duty of the teacher to create a rubric and to find out, to make a data, to find out the achievement of that particular test. And that will give us or help us to go for diagnosis purpose. Because we will have different columns, no? We will have different areas where the students have scored, whether students have less, whether the spelling mistakes are there, whether the grammatical mistakes, whether the knowledge on the subject is there. So like this, we make rubrics. It is a duty we should make. Most of us don't make it, to be very honest with you. But if we make it, then definitely the diagnosis process will go better. So to obtain data for diagnostic purpose, to identify interest of students. Now these students, students' minds are preoccupied with lot many things. They think their thinking is open-ended. In the tests itself, when you conduct the assessments of the test, we get an idea of the subjects that interest them. Their interest on a particular matter. Maybe somebody has done very good in biology and chemistry, but may not have done that much good in mathematics. So we get an idea that this man is, or this particular student is inclined towards biology more. That is the interest. Or somebody has done very good in social sciences. So that particular student is more inclined towards the art concerned subjects, and so on and so forth. So that idea also it's very important, respected teachers, to find out the interest of the students, which we often overlook. To identify underachievers. Yes. Those who are not achieving, those who are not reaching up to that particular point where we need them to reach. So we'll identify them and make them achievers and convert the underachievers into achievers. To identify the self-concept, attitude, and personality pattern of students. Many students you will find during test, you will find that, okay, we have taught the students, we have given them certain answers, but they have their own concept and they also give us their answers in that way, in their own language, in their own words, which often turn out to be much better than what we give. Yes, we have to take this with a pinch of salt. It sometimes happens. The answer that I have given, my student may have written a much better answer than that. So that gives us an idea about the self-concept, how much concept the student has got into it, their attitudes and their personality pattern, the handwriting of the student, the presentation of the answers, the presentation of the answer script on the whole, in a perfect way, always gives us an idea that this particular student is no ordinary student. He takes his learning very seriously. You will find often there are students who will finish off the test with having everything in a well-decorated manner. They will draw a line after each and every answer. They will mark the answers properly. They will mark the questions properly. Wherever diagrams and illustrations are needed, they will do it so meticulously that all becomes so artistic in nature. So that gives us a complete idea about the personality of the student, the pattern of the student, his attitude towards education. It's very important. It's very important. To identify gifted students, some students in each and every classroom, one or two gifted students is always there, and you can identify them. Their answers, their way of taking the test is always different from the normal ones. To improve learning techniques, yes, that is from our part. If we have not been able to achieve the target of what we have set, then we will definitely find that there is some problem with my teaching and learning process. I have to improve it. To improve the learning techniques, how can we improve the learning techniques? If the teaching techniques are improved. So first we have to take care of the teaching techniques, automatically the learning techniques will improve. A genuine teacher like you all, a person who gives his heart and soul for teaching, a person with passion and compassion will always take last 2 points very seriously, and it is important. It's very, very important. So these are the main purpose of testing. So testing is not just asking the children to write something, give some marks and finish off the work. No, 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 never. Okay, the first one. Let's see what else we have. Now, achievement test. What are these achievement tests? There are definitions. Okay, so we have to know the scientific definition, the academic definition, as well as the common man's definition. Now, the achievement test is what? It is a device of measurement that helps in ascertaining the quality and quantity of learning in the subject or group of subjects after a period of instruction by measuring the present-day ability of the individual concerned. As I told you in the beginning, we have a session, we have a teaching learning period. After that, we go for a test. So it's the same thing over here. There, it's a way of measuring their quality. What is the quality of their learning and how much they have learned. In a very simple way, if you make a 100-mark paper and if the student have achieved 99, means the student's quantity as well as quality of learning is unique. On the other hand, a student has written paper after paper, but the right answers are not there, the right marks have not come. So in that case, we can understand that both the quality and the quantity of learning is not up to the mark. That is why it is a device for measurement that helps in ascertaining the quality and the quantity of learning in the subject or group of subjects after a period of instruction. Instruction has to be given, then only you can measure. And what is the present day condition? On the exam day, what is this condition? That's the two eminent educationalists, that is John C. Moon and Linda Quist, they have said that according to them, achievement test is what? Now, a general achievement test is one designed to express in terms of single score of students' achievement in a given field of achievement. Now, a general achievement, it's a test which is designed to express in terms of single score of a student's achievement, in a given field of achievement. Now, when you talk about given field of achievement, means what? We have a particular, say, benchmark for 100-mark paper. On a 100-mark paper, how much the student individually has achieved. That is also known as achievement test. This is a more, what you call, academic definition of achievement test. But in a simple way, you have taught the student for a certain period of time. You want to find out how much the student has learned, the quality and the quantity. Okay. Now, objectives of achievement test. That part we have seen the main aims, but now we'll see the objective. What is the objective? To judge the competency of teachers and also emphasis on his or her teaching methods. So first, to judge the competency of the teachers. How much the teacher is competent enough to teach that particular subject in that particular class. And the methods he or she is using, that is the one thing. To realize the degree of understanding, of whom? The teachers as well as the students, especially for the students, how much they have understood. That will also give us an idea. To realize the degree of understanding, comprehensively achieved by the students, how much they have learned. To offer a chance to the students to apply the knowledge gained by them in a new situation. You have taught something, and after teaching that, after the student has been taught about that, we give them an idea, we give them an open ground, you can say, where we are able to test their knowledge of how much they have learned in that new situation. In your classroom, or that new chapter you have taught, or the new part of the syllabus that has been taught. Okay, that idea they will get. To test various skills achieved by the students like drawing, observation, etc. When we go for correction of answers papers, when you take tests, see, we just don't only ask them to write, no, we ask them to do illustrations, diagrams. So when we see their skills on drawing, how much they really have observed from a particular drawing in order to draw that part, especially in all subjects we have nowadays, these illustrations. And CBSE also loves to have illustrations papers. So these things, we can also get an idea about the student. To identify the subject matter which the students have difficulty in comprehending. At the same time, we also get an idea that how much the student has difficulty in understanding the matter which has been taught to the student. That idea also we will get. So these are the objectives of achievement test. Achievement test is not simply, again, take a test, let the student achieve some marks, and then go on jumping around the school. I have scored this or I have scored that. Okay, it's a totally scientifically proved, researched based work to find out how much the student has learned. Let's move forward. Types of achievement tests. Generally, in our system of education, we have two types of achievement tests. One is the standardized test. A standardized test is one in which the procedures, apparatus, and scoring have a fix so that the same test can be given at different times and places. Have a fixed pattern. I think they have forgot to write the pattern. Have a fixed system. Okay. Example, the board exams. We have a standardized test, no? 80 mark paper, 70 marks paper, this many number of questions. These are the ways the examination will be conducted. This is the timing. This is the time to start. This is the time to end. And this is same for all places. The board examination paper, whether it is for Delhi or whether it is for West Bengal or whether it is for Jharkhand or Bihar or whatever, it is same. These are normal standardized tests. And we have another test which is known as teacher-made test. This is prepared by the teachers themselves. This is concerned with limited and specific field of knowledge or ability of performance. Example, the normal class test. Yes, on and often we conduct these types of tests, and these are very, very important in shaping up the students for the standardized test. Almost every week, almost every alternate day, teachers do take tests on small matters. It's not that the concern is limited. Suppose the biology teacher has just taught day before yesterday about the structure of nephron of kidneys. Okay, about the structure of nephron of kidneys. And after 2 days, the teacher wants to take a test exclusively on the nephron only, nothing else. So that test is concerned with limited field of knowledge. The student will not apply all the biology knowledge over there. Only the student will apply the knowledge about nephron. The teacher's purpose is to see whether the student has understood that nephron properly or not. Or say, for example, teacher wants the student to write a paragraph on World Cup football. Now the World Cup football fever has started. The English teacher wants to write. Now the English teacher's concern is to see whether the students have some idea about football or not, and they have the latest idea about football, and they know the exact words and the sentences to write about football only, not to write about cricket. World Cup football. So like this, small tests that we conduct in our own classes, day after day, alternate day, every Monday test, Saturday test, on small part of the syllabus. They are also very helpful. They are teacher-made tests. The teacher will make the test according to his or own risk. The marking scheme, everything will be there according to the teacher's way. No hard and fast rule will be applied over here. Focus is again to see whether the student has learned or not. And these small learning tests will help the students to refine and get themselves ready for the standardized test. You see it, you think about it, you will definitely agree with me. Okay, let's move forward. Now, the steps involved in achievement test. What are the steps we need to do? What are the steps we need to follow in order to go for the achievement test?
Sujit sir.
Yes, sir.
Your slide, you're skipping the slide, means your slide is not coming the screen. Only first is, slide JKSM Sahodaya School Complex. That one we are seeing only.
Nothing else is coming.
No.
Sir,
Means which screen you have shared, that there you are not means forwarding the slide.
okay. Oh, no, sir. So many slides have passed. Okay, then I will stop sharing once again. I will start it.
Please sir, try once.
Okay. I have stopped sharing it, sir. Let me see. Array. A window, sir. Once again, I'm going to the window and achievement is the PPT is over here, and I have said, sir, you can see this one. Steps involved in achievement test, sir. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Acha, sir, just before that, this one you can see is types of achievement test.
Yes. It is coming. It is coming now.
It is coming, no? Okay. So what I will do, sir, quickly I will just show this slide because so much I have discussed, and if the teachers are not able to see, then it's not good,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Okay. So quickly I will show them. Okay.
Thanks.
Because whatever I have discussed so far is over here only, written, and they should see it. Okay. Now I will.
Earlier I have seen that only that screen is coming.
Okay. Now steps involved in the achievement test. This is it can be seen, no, sir?
Yes, sir. Now it is.
Okay. Right, sir. Right. And sir, just let me know. I will zoom it up and let me know. I will just scroll once again. Can can the scrolling be seen, sir?
No, sir.
No. You cannot see it, no?
No. On that reason, no, sir. You have to means
Acha,
full screen. You have
I
to
have to
share
give it
that
this
part.
way.
You have to share. Yes.
Okay. Now you can see steps involved in achievement tests.
Yes. First screen we are getting.
Okay, you are getting, no, sir. Okay, sir. I will continue in this way. Okay.
Okay.
So steps next, when I will go to the next step, sir, I will again ask you. You just confirm me that whether you can see it or not. Right, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Right. So steps involved in achievement test. So in order to go for the achievement test, in order to take the test, what are the steps you need to follow in order to go for an achievement test? As a teacher, what are you supposed to do? Now, first of all, you have to determine the purpose of the test. For why you are conducting this test. Is it a unit test of the school? Is it a normal test of the school? Is it the terminal test of the school? Is it the final examination of school? So on and so forth. So first you have to keep it in mind, the purpose of the test. Second, developing test specifications. Now, how you will specify the test? What type of questions you will give? And finally, you will go for selecting and preparing the test items. Test specification, specific subject, specific area, specific part of the syllabus, so on and so forth. And then you will go on selecting the test items. Now, respected teachers, let me tell you one thing very clearly over here. This test item, these two words, test items are nothing but the questions. In a more academic way, in a more intellectual way, in a more technical way, we call them as test items. CBSE prefers to call them as test items. So different types of test items are what that we have. Very short answer questions we have. If you see the board question paper, actually this type pattern we start right from class 6 onwards. Okay, very short answer questions we have. Then we have short answer questions. we have long questions, and of course, nowadays again, with a big bang, the multiple choice questions have returned back. The objective part has returned back with a big bang. If you can recollect, respected teachers, we when we had those two offline meetings at Godda and this Inca, where we Jolly Madam discussed about the various types of tests. There we said that 40% of the marks will now be coming from the objective test, in which a big role will be played by MCQ, multiple choice questions. So once again, the 4 different types of test items are very short answer questions, long answer questions, multiple choice questions, so on and so forth. Sir, tell me, can you see this slide, drafting test items? Arvind sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Drafting,
Yes, sir.
right. That means it is
Yes, we
scrolling
can
now.
see.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Now, drafting test items. So, initially we have seen what? We have seen the assessment test. What are assessment tests? What is it? How we will conduct it? Why? Now we come to the more difficult part of the program, or more difficult part of our job, that is to draft test items, to make test items, to write question papers. Generally speaking, there's a habit among teachers, including myself also, to be very honest with you, that we don't apply our ideas while making questions. So, most of us, what we do, we take a book from here, we take a test paper from there, we take a reference book from there, and we just jot down the questions and write it. But believe me, teachers, you have unique quality of making questions by your own self. Why you have to take the help of somebody else and make a question? You yourself have taught, you know your subject, you know your students, you know everything. Why you will not make your paper? Make your paper by your own self. Come out with innovative questions. Don't go on repeating the same question that was given by somebody for some time, and that has become like what you call monopoly material in the market. No, make your own things. So the task or questions that are used to construct tests and exams are referred to as items, and the range of techniques involved in preparing these items are collectively referred to as item writing or drafting test items. Okay, so the methods, the system, the techniques which we all follow in order to make question in a academic point of view, in a scientific way, we call them as item writing or drafting test items. Both means same, only the words have been changed in here and there. So item writing or drafting of test items. The basic test item is fundamentally a stimulus response pair. What is it? What is the question? It's a stimulus response pair. The biology teachers knows this thing very well. What is the stimulus response pair? Response to stimuli. We often teach the students in biology. You prick somebody, he or she will remove the hand. You put your hand on something very hot, he will remove that. Why? The stimulus was that hot plate on which you put your hand, and the way you remove is the response, because your body is telling you that this particular hot plate is not suitable for your body to accept it. So remove your hand and make yourself comfortable by not keeping it over there. In the same way, a question paper answer test is like this. We give a stimulus in form of a question and the student response in form of an answer. It's as simple as that. So the basic test item is fundamentally a stimulus response pair in form of a question or assignment. The examinee provides the response upon which we, the teachers, determine the proper score, the interpretation, and decision for action. So in the stimulus response pair, the examinee, they responds to the stimulus given by the examiner. And after receiving the response, it is the duty of the examiner to determine the proper score, how much the student should get in this particular question. To interpret it, to move and to go and to deep think about it, whether that student should get this or not. And finally, take a decision and make an action in order to give the marks. The action making is what? To give the marks. This is the way we mark the answers. Always remember, respected teachers, that there should be a balanced selection of test items for any type of test or exams. Whenever we are conducting tests or exams, the question paper should be a balanced one. Many a times, teachers have this feeling among themselves, आज तो ऐसा पेपर बना के दिए है ना कि एक भी बच्चा मुंडी हिला नहीं पाया, दिखा दिए हम कैसा मास्टर है. This is a wrong concept. Sometimes we do this, no? After conducting a test, we come to the staff room and they say, today the guys were simply out. They could not even turn their head this side, that side. बच्चे तो हिल नहीं सका. आज जान गया कि हम कैसा मास्टर है. And sometimes you will also notice another action that takes place in the school. As soon as the exam is over, students come out of the exam dancing, laughing, singing. Oh, what a easy paper it was. What a cakewalk it was. I just completed it within 45 minutes. That is also no test. A test, an examination should be always a balanced one. And that's what CBSE prefers. That's what CBSE recommends. 25% of the questions should be very difficult. 25% questions should be answerable. And 50% should be there where students need a little bit of thinking. 25% super thinking is needed. HOTS and all, whatever we call. 25%, everybody should be able to answer. After all are giving examination, passing is the most important thing. And 50% of the paper should be a little bit of thinking should be required. One thing I would like to tell you over here, which I heard, and all of you also know this. Respected teachers, let me make one thing very clear to you. No matter how good teacher you are, no matter how brilliant teacher you are, no matter how honest teacher you are, no matter how sincere teacher you are, no matter how knowledgeable teacher you are, bottom line is, if your students don't pass, you are nothing. Take it with a pinch of salt. No matter whatever you have taught, if the result of your class is not good, your principal will tell you, Mr. X or Miss X or Mrs. X, you are good for nothing. You have wasted the session. Take it from me. It will go in this way. So make a paper which should be balanced one. Drafting test items. Now, how we will draft the test items, how we will prepare the test items or the questions. CBSE question paper consists of 3 types of short answer questions. We have 3 types of short answer questions. Very short answer questions, which are of 1 mark. Short answer questions 1, which carries 2 marks. And short answer questions 2, which carries 3 marks. Now, very short answers are those which have one specific response. Either if it is a 1 word, means it's a 1 word. Max to max, it can go for a 1 sentence, not more than that. If for a very short answer, for a 1 mark answer, if a student writes within 20 words, means the student don't know anything. He or she is simply beating around the bush. Even if the words are somewhere related to that question, I will say don't give them marks during school examination. Forget about board, that's a different study altogether. Okay. Make them, train them in such a way that exactly what is required, they will give that. So these are the ones which have specific response and can be marked quite objectively. They can be marked quite, they are very objective type, Specific study is needed over there. More content can be tested through these questions and more reliability and validity can be ensured. Means what? That for going for that particular word, the student has to study a lot. The student has to go into deep study. They have to dirty their hands and come out with the most relevant and reliable answers. And that will give us an idea that yes, the student has studied. Because at the end, learning is the most important thing. So this is why these 1 answer questions are given. These questions help in testing examinee's knowledge by asking to supply a word, phrase, figure, or as a sentence as an answer. Yes. So why we go for all this? Just to see whether they know that particular word or that particular phrase, or at least in 1 sentence they can express what we are reading. And if they can, means they have studied. Otherwise, not. Very short answer questions can be effectively used in all school subjects. You can use it for all school subjects. Drafting test items, we will continue with this. Short answer questions 1 and 2. Now, this is for 2 mark and 3 mark answers. Okay, 2 mark to get 2 mark or 3 mark. These are open-ended questions. Open-ended questions where the student will have some liberty to write and express their ideas. Request students to create an answer they are commonly used to access. These are the ones to create an answer where they are commonly used to access basic knowledge and understanding. Suppose if you want to ask the student about the evergreen forest of eastern region, you want to ask an answer. So they will give an answer that evergreen forest in this particular generally is found in the Sundarban areas and all and so on. So that will give us a complete idea about the basic understanding of the meaning of the word evergreen, where they are situated, why they are called evergreen, so on and so forth. Application of small short answer questions may require complete, short, descriptive or qualitative answers. Okay. They may be complete answers, very short, or the short descriptions can be used, and some sort of quality of the answer should also be there. Diagrams with examples, etc. should also be given. In short answer questions, if a diagram or even if an example is given, it will add up, it will garnish the answer. These short answer questions are appropriate in measuring a student's understanding of principles or the ability to solve the problems. Okay. When they will write the answer, when they will write in an elaborate way, with some descriptions, with some illustrations, with some examples, we will get a complete idea about their ability to solve the problem. Problem is what? The question right over there. And apply the principles. So, short answer questions go beyond recall and recognition. There's good saying, beyond recall means not only mark to that particular point, but beyond that also it can go. Short answer questions are beautiful test items to find whether the students have really studied or not. Now, guidelines for developing very short answer questions and short answer questions. Please, if you want, you can take a screenshot of this particular slide. How you will make very short answer questions and short answer questions. Some steps are there. Okay. The item should be worded specifically and clearly. If you want a specific answer, if you want a clear-cut answer from your student, you have to make a clear-cut question. Being a teacher, being a superior, you just cannot make any type of question. Suppose many science teachers are there also. Generally in science, we don't give that much emphasis to grammar and all these things because that's what they say. But when we are going for holistic education, complete education, then we have to make them understand everything, whether it is grammar, whether it is language, whether it is the spelling, everything should be there. Then only complete education will be there. Education is not merely passing the examination. Some people say, "अरे spelling जान के क्या होगा? What जान के वो थोड़ी आपको जरूरत है." आप जब शिक्षित बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, आप जब इंटेलेक्चुअल तैयार कर रहे हैं, तो चारों तरफ आपका ध्यान होना चाहिए. सिर्फ बोर्ड एग्जाम पास करने के लिए नहीं. So specific answer. Now, suppose I will give a question. Say, for example, if you just ask the question like, name the particular gas or the particular compound, chemical compound, which is available in the atmosphere by which plants make their food or by which photosynthesis takes place. Now, if the student write the answer CO2, I'm not saying it is wrong, but according to that question, it is wrong. I have asked them to write the name of the particular compound, not the formula. So carbon, the CARBON, carbon dioxide, DIOXIDE. If these two words come, then it's a correct answer. If just CO2 comes, I have reservations on giving marks to this particular question. So words are important. Specificity is important. You have to be very, very clear about this. The learning point should be 1 or 2. Yes. If you are asking a 2-mark question, and if you want to have 5 learning points, it is a massacre. It will create a catastrophe among students' mind, you know. You will give so less mark and you will ask for so much. That's not an appropriate question. So the point should be, the learning point should be 1 or 2, which you need from them, and give 1 or 2 points. Teach the students that the time taken to write these types of answers should be 2 to 5. Time management is very important. 2 to 5 minutes, not more than that. If they are using more words and if they are taking more time, means they don't know anything. I remember in my school, there was a particular teacher. His name was Brother Sullivan. He often used to say The moment you take the second paper shows that you don't know anything. So keep too much writing is also not good. Time taken to write should be 2 to 5 minutes. Avoid copying statements and vertiments as basis from items. Yes. For making questions, try to make your own question. Don't copy words from there and directly put it over there. No. In computation items, place the blank near or at the end of statement. Suppose if you want to make a statement with blanks, fill in the blanks or something like that. The blank should either be put in the front or at the end. Try to avoid it in the middle as much as possible. Especially for the junior school teachers, I'm telling this. Okay. Use 1 or 2 blanks. Don't use too many blanks. If you are asking for 2 marks and if you are having 5 blanks, again, it's like 5 points you are asking. That's not good. Use 1 or 2 blanks and standardize the length of the blanks. Teachers, please keep this in mind. Sometimes we need an answer which consists of, say, 10 letters. So you should also make the blank reflective in the question in such that it looks like a long blank. The length of the blank should be long. You cannot write a small short blank and you expect a big answer, because these things plays in the mind of the children. We have to be very, very clear cut in this. If you want a word like, say, swashbuckling, SWASBUCKLWING. Sachin Tendulkar was a swashbuckling cricketer. And if I write the word swashbuckling and I just put a dash of, say, 1 centimeter, at least 1 inch later. But I'm not saying that you will make exactly 1 inch length of the blank, but the blank should be quite big enough for the student to understand that a big word will fit over here.
Arvind sir, there is no sound.
I think Surajit sir having some network issue or like that. So maybe
Okay.
we'll wait for the movement. Yes, sir. Surajit sir. No, your voice is not coming, sir. Unmute yourself, sir. Unmute yourself. Still, your voice is not coming. Unmute yourself, sir.
I have unmuted, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now
Now
you
we
can
can
hear
hear
me?
you. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, now the
Yes,
window
sir.
have to give, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I have to share window. This is a bit difficult. Actually, I have not used it for a long time. Na? Now everything can be seen?
Yes, it is coming, sir.
It is coming, na?
Yes, drafting test item. It is
Testing,
coming.
drafting test items.
Yes.
Okay. So I will just go back little more, sir. Okay. Because some of the teachers may not
Yes,
be
sir.
able. I'll
Yes,
just.
yes, please.
Okay. So I will again start with drafting test item. I don't know, due to this technical problem, the teachers are missing such a wonderful training program. Now, in the beginning, I told you that test items are the questions. Technically, we call them as test items. And the way of writing these questions, the proper way of we call them as drafting of test items. The tasks or questions that are used to construct tests and examinations, we refer to them, these items as range, and the range of techniques involved in preparing those items are collectively referred to as item writing or drafting test items. Now, a basic test, a normal test, is fundamentally a stimulus response pair. We have the stimulus response pair, like you touch a hot plate, you remove your hand from there. So the hot plate was the stimulus, and removal of your hand is the response to it. Means you are not supposed, that means you, why that response was there? Because the body will not accept that hot temperature. That's why. So in a question answer session is like that. We give a stimulus, in return we get a response from the students, and then we teachers or we examiners, we give a proper score by interpreting them, by making some decisions and taking actions on this. After reading the answer, we decide how much the question should come, the mark should come. And there should always be a balanced selection of test items. Questions that you make, it should be completely balanced, or else the test is of no use. Never ever make a very difficult paper, never ever make a very easy paper also. Now we have different types of test items. CBSE question paper consists of 3 types of short answer type questions. Very short answer questions of 1 mark. We have short answer questions type 1, which consists of 2 marks, and we have short answer questions type 2, which consist of 3 marks. Now these very short answers are those specific response that we need from students. If it is a 1 mark answer, if it is a 1-word answer, 1 word is needed. Max to max, it can go and form into a sentence, not more than that. Otherwise, marks will not be. So we have to teach the students also how to write the answers for these, so that they don't make mistakes. And it helps us to get a complete idea about the students' knowledge and what they have studied. These questions help in testing the examinee's knowledge by asking to supply a word, phrase, figure, or as a sentence as a whole. This can be used for all subjects. Then drafting test items. We continue question 1 and 2, means type 1 and 2, where it is 2-mark question or 3-mark. These are generally open-ended questions. Okay, they are commonly used to access students' basic knowledge and understanding and application of the problems and solving them. They require some short descriptions with qualitative answers. They require some diagrams and explanations too. These are short answer questions and which are appropriate in measuring a student's understanding. Okay, the ability to solve the problem or apply principles and all, and they go beyond recall and recognition. Means you just cannot limit them over here. They may sometimes go beyond that also. So that is a good point of this test. Now, guidelines of preparing short answer questions. How to prepare the question. The most difficult part that all of us face, how we should make a question, how we should write the question, how the sentence and the word should be placed side by side to give us a meaningful question. Now, respected teachers, please remember one thing. If you want a specific answer, your question should be specific too. And please apply your own innovative ideas in making questions. Don't depend on this test papers available in the market written by somebody who never ever went to teach the students. There are many you will find. Most of them are not, they never go to the schools to teach. And they simply prepare these books and they claim that they are the master question makers or something. You are the master question maker. So your words should be very, very clear. Some time ago, I just told that suppose, and you know, our education is holistic education. We give total and complete education. We don't give education for the purpose of passing the subject and the examination. So what should be specific? If I want a question, if I write a question like this, what is that chemical compound available in atmosphere by the help of which plants go for photosynthesis, or plants get prepare photosynthesis or prepare their food or make photosynthesis? The answer is carbon dioxide. not CO2. CO2 is the formula. I have asked for the name. So like that, sometimes you have to be very, very specific. The learning point should be 1 or 2. If you are asking a question which consists of 2 marks, please look for 2 learning points. Don't go for 5 learning points and dividing the marks. No, that is not good process.
Surajit sir,
Yes, sir.
I'll just interrupt you for 1 minute.
Please.
I am leaving this group. I'm joining the Dumka and Jamtara group
Right, sir. Right,
for their
sir.
next training. I will wait for you there in that 6 p.m. sharp.
Okay, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir. We are almost at the end, sir. Just
Okay, sir. Please conclude and
okay,
proceed.
right, sir. Right, sir. So time taken to write should be 2 to 5 minutes for these types of answers. Okay, that we have to teach. And don't copy any statement from the books and write them down. That is not a good practice. Okay. Use 1 or 2 blanks and standardize the length of the blank. This is something that I need to tell my colleagues over there who are teaching the junior schools and in the middle school also, that suppose if you expect that answer to be a 10-word answer, a 10-letter answer, 15-letter answer, then you should also in the question paper, you should make the blank length of the blank such that the student will understand that this needs a long word. Don't make short answer blanks and be miser. Be open-hearted and make a big one. Okay, so this is the thing. And what about the long answer questions? When you prepare the long answer questions, students will have the freedom to write. They can write according to their, of course, the right answer they should write. The wording, the length, they have the freedom to for this. Of course, we do sometimes mention, and most of the time we mention the word limit, but let them write a little freely. But word limit, again, one more thing, if it is 150 words, it should not go to 175 or 120 and stop somewhere over there. No, it should be there because that is what you have to look for. Some of the subjects like science, social science, where we need to know their knowledge. In that case, even if the language is not very beautiful, well garnished, no issue. But in case of languages where we need long answers, the writing skills should be good. The writing skills should be good because language needs good writing skills. Okay, long answer questions should begin with terms such as support, justify, evaluate, analysis, compare. No, you say support your answer with this. Justify the statement that Aurangzeb was responsible for the downfall of the Mughal Empire, and the person will write a history about that. Evaluate this, analyze whether this is this or that is that. Okay, contrast, describe. So these are the ways by which we start a long answer question. Because of this disturbance, I think most of you are not able to hear lot many things I said. Guidelines for developing long answer questions. The question should be application of essential knowledge and new situations. The question should present a clear-cut and focused task to the students. Specify for students are desired. Length, time, and limit should be told. The linguistic level of the students will understand. The questions may be set to test such abilities which can be tested by any other type of questions. Yes, we should make the questions, the long answer questions, such that other questions should not come and interfere for this long answer question. Sometimes it happens, you are asking a long answer and somewhere in the same question paper you have asked a short answer from that area. Please try to avoid this. That is reserved for that particular part only. The question should not be combination of 4 or 5 short answers. Yes, sometime in order to finish our task fast, what we do, we write 3, 4, 5 points and make it into a big question and give it 5 marks. No, don't go for that. Ask for one specific part. Make the student write in detail about it. These are some of the techniques. You all have plenty of other techniques. These are some which is given by CBSE. Okay, but you apply your own techniques, but don't copy somebody else's question. Write your own questions. Use your innovations. You are capable enough to go for that. And finally, we come to objective type questions, which has come back with a bang. 40% will be objective type. Objective type tests items are items which can be scored objectively, and on which a student selects a response, a list of options. Okay. They can be what do you mean by objective? What a clear-cut answer we need in these cases. These may be divided into alternative response. Okay, sometimes we have the alternative this or that. And match the following, multiple choice questions, and among them multiple choice question is the most common and most popular one. Multiple choice questions, or we call them as short MCQs. The most multiple choice questions are the most powerful of all the objective type items. In this question, there is a stem, The main question. The question is known as STEM. The question that you are asking, that is called STEM in multiple choice questions. The STEM may be in form of question. It can be a question or an incomplete statement. There are 3 to 5 choices are given. 3, 4, maximum 4, maximum 5 we give, and minimum 3 choices we give. The student has to select the correct form one given from the ones. Okay. Now, guidelines of preparing MCQs. How you will prepare MCQs. Be sure that the STEM formulates a problem. The STEM should be worded so that the examinee clearly understand the question. Yes, the STEM, that is the question which you are writing, it should contain a problem. And the examinee should clearly understand the question. The examinee should not be allowed to guess what is this question all about. He should understand the question. The answers, the STEM should be written in direct question form or incomplete statement. It can be a direct question or an incomplete statement which may need a blank to be filled. The STEM or item should be, it should contain only one problem. 2 concepts should never come in. One question you are asking, ask one problem over there. Don't join 2, 3 concepts over there and try to make a mess of it. Combine them together and form a single STEM. Include as of the item in the STEM to keep options as short as possible. Include as of the item. The item is to make the STEM make the question as short as possible. Don't drag it and make a very long question with very short answers which you will give. So make it short and sweet. Use novel material in formulating good words and all to measure the understanding or the ability to apply the principles. Do not focus too closely on rote memory. Yes, rote learning, the parts that the students have used a lot of rote memory, don't focus on that. Instead, focus more on their ability to understand. The correct answer should appear at each position and not at the particular position. Yes, this is something very important. The correct answer. Sometimes what we do in order to make our correction fast, we do it in this way. We give the questions and all the options A of all the questions are the correct. So if we see all the A's, we give a full marks to the student. If we get all the B's, we give, no, please don't do this. Please, for God's sake. Give different options as the correct answer. Let them think. Let your work will also be a little time taken. No issue, but do it in this way. And avoid using these 2. None of the above, all of the above, both A and B. This takes away the student's thinking capacity. In a question, 4 options are there. Give 4 different options so that they are closest to the answer, to the correct answer. But don't give these options, all of the above, none of. Many question papers in many places it is seen, all of the, but CBSE is asking us to stop this. More we can discuss on this guidelines of good MCQs. It will be forwarded to the group and you can use it. Okay. So with this, we come to the end of today's program, assessment test and drafting test items. There were some technical problems in between, because of which some of the good words that I used today, you may not be able to hear them. But I will request, sir, if we can have again one of this training once again, so that we can discuss it more at the end. When the training will be over, if we can prepare one more day for this. This is a fantastic training, I'll tell you. Many things we can learn from it. Even I myself learned a lot. Although I'm a principal, but still many things were not very clear to me. But now after going through this training program, many things have become clear to me now also. So with this, we come to the end. Thank you very much. We have to join another training program just now within 10 minutes. That's what sir's order is. Definitely, I will listen to you again. And whatever your queries and all, I will come back in the second training. Then we can discuss a lot many things. Thank you, and thank you for listening and having the patience of listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Surajit sir. A wonderful session.
But
Participants,
to be
the
honest with
attendance
you, sir,
link,
I am not satisfied with the sessions today. To be very honest with you, this
whatever
technical problem has created.
that we cannot do, sir, because that is a technical matter. So
Yes,
we cannot be.
yes. That is a technical problem.
Participants,
Otherwise, today I am not very satisfied, sir.
But
Okay, sir.
overall, whatever you have said, that we are all are satisfied with.
Actually, you all are satisfied. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So participants, the attendance link are there. So please fill up your attendance and see that everything will be submitted on time. We have to join the another meeting for that, and Surajit sir
Yes,
also.
yes.
Thank
Just
you.
now.
Thank you, everyone. Please fill up the attendance. Thank you.
Anna Mark, ma'am, thank you so much for those beautiful words. Thank you, sir, for guiding us through the techniques of achievement, test, and the benefits. Wonderfully written, especially the importance of preparation of question paper at level of question paper. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. You are always such a good person, always helping us to do better training programs. Your words are very, very impressive. Okay, sir. I am leaving right now because I have to join another one. Okay.
Yes, sir. Please.
Okay, sir.